皆さんこんにちは、あこです。
What's up, everybody? シェネルです。 Self-worth versus perfection. Today we're going to be talking about cultural expectations and how that plays into our self-worth. So let's dive in.
今回のテーマは、自己価値 vs 完璧主義ということで、シェネルと徹底的にお話ししていきます。それではお茶を手にしてリラックスして
Let's Naikan!
Let it ring, let it ring, let it ring. If you can do it better than me, you better let it ring. Turn my phone on vibrate, let it ring.
Oh my gosh, perfection versus self-worth. There's just so many directions we can go with this. I think like when it comes to perfection and culture, I feel like it just goes so well together. Now, I'm not here to negate culture. I think that there's so much beauty in culture and customs, so much history to it. It plays into how it has raised us to be the human beings we are today. There's pros and cons to everything, but specifically we're talking about how that plays into our self-worth, meaning like when we are wanting to learn about why we are the way that we are, the frustrations we feel in moments of when we have to follow certain culture. Yeah, like what are some of that happens in Japanese culture when it comes to like, what does that mean to you?
今回はこの自己価値と、完璧主義っていうことについてね、シェネルとテーマにしていきたいんだけど、シェネルもマレーシア出身、アジアカルチャーがあって、で、日本もやっぱりこの完璧でないといけないとか、そのやっぱり完璧でなかったら、動けなくなっちゃう、行動ができなくなっちゃったりとか、完璧を勝手にこう求められてると考えて、苦しくなってる人とかね、結構プレッシャーにやられちゃう人とか多いんですけど、今日はね、そういうトピック、もうみんなこれリゾネートできると思うので、シェネルとね、話していきたいと思いますが、でも、you know, often in Japan, like even speaking English, we have to be certain level. Otherwise, we don't even feel like speaking or something. Do you notice that?
No, I don't know. What do you mean?
Because like in the States or something, people are just like speaking English, like even broken English.
Yeah.
But Japanese people, we want to be we want to be perfect, or we want to sound better. So that they tend to be they tend to kind of get quiet because they feel instead of it's a tool, it's a tool to express yourself, but it's rather you want to be perfect, and then that's just it just makes it harder.
Where does that come from? Like what part of Japanese culture taught you to have to be that way?
We have this word saying ちゃんとする。ちゃんと means you gotta be perfect, you gotta nail it, you gotta know what you're doing kind of thing. Have you heard of it? ちゃんと
no. I 聞きません. I think it depends, right? Because it's like when you have a love for something, you want to be good at it, right?
Yeah.
Something you learn, like if you're, at school and you want to pass your maths or your English, or if you're in sports and you want to hit a certain goal. And I think that there is a healthy mentality when you have this dream of wanting to be perfect at what you do. I think where it starts to get a little unhealthy is when self-sabotage starts coming in, when stress starts kicking in, when we start all the self-judgments. And
you're not good enough kind of thing.
Yes, and it's like starting to kind of create this story within yourself that, if I am not whatever this perfect is, then I'm not considered good enough, versus, oh, that's the perfect I want to get at, and I'm already whole, and I am still already perfect. There's a huge difference.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? But I don't think that in especially cultural ways, growing up, I don't know if it's Chinese culture or Malaysian culture or just personalities of my parents and who they've picked it up from. But it's almost like, don't celebrate. Like, you haven't hit that A yet. Versus, wow, small steps. Celebrate all the little wins as well.
Yeah.
I wasn't taught that.
Right.
So then here I am just, striving to get to that one place before I could even like say, hey, I did something. And that's like, it's so ingrained in me that even now, you know, my husband always like gives me so much crap about it. You know, and somebody says, you know, talk about your accolades, you know, talk about the amount of albums that you've sold and how many albums you've come out with and some of the shows that you have done and the people you've collaborated with. I don't tell myself not to talk about it, but because it's so ingrained in me to be like, if you talk too much about it, then you're going to look like you're, you know, egotistical or arrogant, because in the back of my head, it's that plus, yeah, but I'm not really where I really want to be at yet. I'm not perfect yet.
Yeah.
So there's so many things that plays into it, you know? It's like the things that I have learned growing up, what I've seen, it's culture, it's personality. And I literally have to like talk to myself in moments and go, share what you've accomplished, what you've achieved, and be proud of it. It's okay, Shay. You know what I mean?
But that's a really good point. その今シェネルが言ってくれたけど、ね、シェネルの旦那さんがシェネルにもう今までこれだけのアルバムをね、ソールドしていて、それ以外にもこういうアーティストとコラボしていてって言って、こう自分のその過去のこの栄光を、もっともっと言っていいんだよって言われるけど、シェネルとしたら、いや、まだまだ途中だし、まだまだ途中だしって思って、なかなかその自分のここまでのこのプロセスを喜ぶことができない。I feel like, you know, in our society, we're constantly being a prove game. We gotta prove, do more, achieve more. But then, you know, like you said, like G said, we can actually really embrace what we've achieved already, or we have to give ourselves more credit instead of just go, do.
Yes, and you know, that makes me think about why I put my daughter in Montessori. And in Montessori, one of the things that I love is that you're not in a classroom where you're competing with each other, because in traditional systems, you're kind of naturally having to compete. Like this kid is smarter and this kid is not. Like, what does that even mean?
Or straight whatever,
Yes,
right?
because every child has different ways of thinking. They have different timings of how and when they learn something.
Yeah.
And so in Montessori, they go at their own time, they go at their own rate, and they're only competing with themselves. So every time they finish a job, they call it a job, or when they're on the way to finishing a job, because sometimes there's so many steps, right? The teachers will take a picture of where they've gotten to. And so the next time they come back to their job, they're seeing what they finished, just them. So then the only person that they're trying to compete with is themselves. It's like, okay, I got to do better than what I did the last time. You're not having to put yourself up or down with anybody, right? And I think perfection plays into so much of that too, because we're in this society where like we're comparing ourselves with each other, and that starts from a really like early age. And so I just think like that's one of the importance for me as a mom, implementing that into my child's environment, and I would say mental safety, if there is such a thing.
So that's a good thing too. I mean, you're putting your daughter into Montessori. 今シェネルがね言ってたのが、やっぱり小さい頃からこう人と自分を比較するとか、そこが原因で自己価値がすごく低くなっちゃったりとか、自己肯定感が低くなるっていうことがあるから、シェネルはもうそのね3歳の当社を今モンテッソーリっていうね教育を受けていて、それは自分のプロジェクトを自分のスピードでちゃんと終わらせるっていうことをすごい大事にしてるっていう、やっぱりそこを小さい時、幼少期からちゃんとその人生とは自分自身との戦いみたいな、instead of comparing yourself to others or, you know, you or me or so and so, it's just really focus on yourself and compete with yourself. You want to be better than yesterday. You want to be better than, you know, that's so much better.
As you get older, when you have been exposed to a society of so-and-so is better than you, or so-and-so, or you're better than so-and-so, then it creates another whole space of judgment, right? And then you get older and you're now experiencing all of these different feelings of, am I good enough? Am I not good enough? Am I worthy of this? Do I deserve that? Oh, I don't deserve that, etc., etc. And a lot of that, I think, starts off with how and what you were exposed to as a child, what you were taught, what you heard, what you saw. Yeah, and I think it just makes it, I do think it does make it a lot harder.
And then that could cause you to be perfectionist とか。
I think all of us have a little bit of that, like wanting to be perfect inside of us, right?
Yeah. And we want to please, or we want to prove something that we've done something good, and we want to be praised, and
Yeah.
that's what, you know, the even little kids, right?
Right, and
What I've done kind of thing, you know?
And I don't think that's something to like negate, you know, and I think it's really like, what is the intention behind it? Where is your mindset behind that? My love language is acts of service. So to me, love means that if I do something for you, like a task, right? If I cook for you, if I run off and get you something, if I wash your clothes, if I organize, plan out something for you, like that's all tasks, right? And so if somebody does that for me, like I'm like, oh my God, this person loves me. Like that's my language, right? And so how I choose to show other people love too is in that same way. But what I've learned also throughout these years of self-discovery, if I don't have the answers to everything, if I don't know everything, then my story that I've told myself is that I'm not worthy to be in your surrounding, or I'm not a good enough mom or a good enough wife if I don't have it all perfectly together. I need to know what restaurants to take y'all to. I need to know what the best doctors are. I need to, so this is the story I'm telling myself, because if I don't find the best of the best for you, then like, why am I here? How are you supposed to love me if I don't have all of these answers, right? So that's the story. That's like
So your
what
love is with condition, always.
my love with myself, you mean?
Oh, like because you always have to, you know, give something to get love back.
Yes,
ってことね。
right?
That's
So
what it
that
means.
was, and you see, that's something that I had to eventually learn. So not saying that me doing things for others is a bad thing, right? It's a beautiful thing. And I think being and wanting to be a giver and that being like your natural state is a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
I think going inward, and let's Naikan this situation, seeing like at times when I'm doing these tasks, what is my intention in this moment? Is there a lack
Oh, fear.
or a fear? Am I in need of love right now? These are the questions that I have to sometimes constantly ask myself, especially when I'm stressed. Especially when I feel like it's so chaotic, especially when I feel like I'm losing myself and I'm tired and I still like am trying to like do all of these things to make somebody happy, right? Those are the moments when I'm really able to go, okay, you know what? Why am I pushing myself right now to do this? Is it because I'm afraid that I'm gonna look like I'm a bad mom? Is it because, you know, my daughter's gonna think, oh, mommy, you're not good enough because you haven't got the answers for me yet? You know, is my husband gonna be like, you should have already done this? You should have already had this together? Why are you so disorganized? Like, and that's the space of where perfection and self-worth really gets messy, man.
そうね、すごいね。When you just list it all up right now. でも本当にこの今シェネルが言ってくれたように自己価値でやっぱりこの価値を提供できてない自分は愛される価値がないみたいな思い込みが自然にあったりとか、なんかちゃんとこの行動で愛を示していくとかってシェネルはこういろんな話をしてくれたんだけど、It's all connected, but it's also kind of twisted in a way. だから、we gotta do 内観。だからちょっとこの、you know, it's all like this, but it's like you have to, where is this coming from? Is this fear? Is this, you know, based on love or all these things ね。
Yeah, and as a woman, it's so hard to say no,
そうね。はい
right? And another reason for why it's so important to really be able to look inward in those moments is because sometimes we forget that it's okay to say no. I want to say no right now, and it's okay. You do
それ
not have to feel guilty.
それがね、it's very hard for Japanese people to say no.
Let's talk about it.
今回のエピソードもご覧いただきましてありがとうございます。YouTube で内観をフォローして、セルフラブが必要なお友達がいたらシェアしてあげてくださいね。